What is underwriting? We're going to talk about what you need to know before you go into underwriting and how to streamline the process next. Hey there, it's Ryan Skaggs, and this is the Mortgage Minute. This channel is dedicated to everything mortgage, real estate, and interest rates. We're going to start with those interest rates. So after a couple of weeks, maybe about 2 weeks, where we've seen interest rates just have a slight decline after hitting some highs, we are right back up. So that trend has continued. Inflation is going up, so therefore interest rates are kind of following that curve. So we've seen the average 30-year fix go back up to 5.51. That's according to Freddie Mac. Check out the link below. You can see the average 30-year fix according to Freddie Mac. While you're down there, click that like button, click that subscribe, and click that bell icon to be notified as I'm putting out weekly videos on the channel. So let's jump into today's topic, and that is underwriting. So what does underwriting do? So first and foremost, I want to make sure and distinguish the loan officer is not underwriting your file. They have experience with underwriting and understanding underwriting policies. Hopefully, you're working with an experienced one, but they are not actually approving, denying, or underwriting your file. They're your advocate. They're your go-between. So they are on your side, right? They're not making the decision. So just to make sure and understand that the loan officer is not doing that job responsibility or that role during a transaction. Now, underwriting itself, they're verifying the documentation, and they're verifying what we would call the ability to repay. And that is income documentation. What are the liabilities? There's certain policies and procedures that they're following to be able to do that. So what rules are they following, or what policies are they following? Well, just take, say, Fannie Mae, for instance. Those underwriting policies are over 1,500 pages of information that an underwriter not memorizes, but follows. So therefore, they know what documentation to get, what's going to be acceptable, what's not, and they're following those policies. Now, one of the things I like to tell borrowers, and if there's one takeaway here, is that when you get to a mortgage transaction, you get ready to prepare for a mortgage transaction, is that you're guilty until proven innocent, right? A little bit opposite than probably what you've learned and what you're used to. But what I mean by that is, you're providing pay stubs and W-2s. We're not going to trust that just one or the other is sufficient. We're almost going to double verify different pieces of the puzzle. You are guilty until you provide that documentation to become innocent, right? It's not the opposite. We're not going to take a word. And when I say we, I mean the lending industry. I mean underwriting as a whole is like, oh, you don't need to worry about that. Well, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately, because these loans have to be sold off into the kind of government entities like a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. We have to follow their policies. We also, as lenders, are treating, I guess, the assets or the cash flow and the money movement almost like a bank. We have certain restrictions where we need to verify we know where that money came from, much like a bank would. If you walked into a bank with $50,000 in cash, they're going to ask some questions. Well, a lender is going to be asking some questions on where the money comes from. They very much care about that because they have to follow certain policies as well. One thing I like to kind of make a joke about is throw logic out the window. If you've got an excellent credit score and you're buying well below your means, you still have to qualify with all the same documentation. Logic would say, yes, you can pay back this mortgage and you have a history of doing so, but it doesn't work that way. Lenders had logic up to 2008, and we saw what happened when they could use logic in their underwriting policies as we had the financial crisis in terms of, hey, we don't need documentation. Oh, no, you don't need this. We don't need that. Yeah, you got a good credit score. You can get any loan you want, right? So that went the opposite direction. So no more logic as part of that. And then last but not least, understanding that some lenders, let me start like this. Lenders are not created equal, and especially when it comes to underwriting, is that if you have a local underwriter or underwriting relationship like I do, in terms of my resources are within, say, 30 miles between, say, the western suburbs of Chicago where my underwriters might be, my office in the North Shore, I'm very close. I know these people by name, by face, I have a personal relationship with them. People that are sending underwriting out to a third party, much like, say, a mortgage broker or something like that, it's far tougher to be able to solve problems once things come up with documentation, because they're sending it out. They don't have a relationship. So one of the questions you maybe wanted asking your lender is, where are your underwriters located? How do you correspond with them? How does that work? Are they employed by your company, or are they employed by someone else? Really important, because especially if something comes up during the transaction, or you need to solve a problem towards the end of the transaction and need to have some expediency, well, someone that has to go out to another company, probably not going to be the quickest, right? Someone that has some in-house resources is probably going to be far quicker. So that is underwriting in a nutshell, kind of underwriting 101, what they do, what can you do to streamline it. Be open and honest with your loan officer. Again, they're your advocate for the transaction, right? They're not approving or denying the file. So be open, transparent, honest, and then you can help get any problem solved prior to getting into underwriting. So this is the Mortgage Minute. Thank you so much. Put your comments below. What do you want to hear about next? Where do you think rates are going to go? I'd love to hear from you. So thanks so much. Be safe, and we'll see each other again very, very soon.